That's 718-982-3060. Next topic of discussion as we move on from the college basketball talk. Time for some NFL talk. And no, we're not talking about the NFL draft. We're not talking about Johnny Manziel. We're not talking about Michael Sam. Moving on to a topic that has to impact the actual game and the point system, the point after touchdown. That might be taken away. They want to do it from 43 yards out. What's the dealio, guys?
Well, it started off at 23. I mean, that's where we're at right now. And we all know, as NFL fans, watching the extra point after the touchdown scored while you're watching NFL Red Zone or DirecTV Sunday Package or just your Fox 5 NFL Sunday afternoon game, once your fantasy player or the team you root for scores that amazing touchdown, you get up, you go to the bathroom, you grab a beer, you get some chips. You know, it's automatic. The extra point, you know it's going in. All right. I think last year they ranked it as 3 total misses in the whole season or something like that. It was like a 98%.
If you miss an NFL extra point, you should not be a kicker in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's 23 yards out. I mean, it's at the 2-yard line or 3-yard line or something like that. It's 23 yards out. That's all I know. I mean, the ball's at the actual 2-yard line. The kick is actually 18 yards, so that's 20, and then you're 3 yards back when you kick it. So, yeah, that's going to be a 23-yard kick. Right now they're proposing, as Chris Scott mentioned, a 43-yard field goal. So they're going to move it back 20 extra yards. So a 23-yard field goal being a chip shot that is nearly 100% of the time. They're going to be moving that back 20 yards to a 43-yard field goal, which looks at, from stats from the past couple of years, around a 70% kick. So, I mean, it's not going to be easy as it was. It's going to be a lot harder, and this may encourage teams to go for more too, but this is going to change a lot of scoring and a lot of strategies by teams going forward. Blackburn, I'm curious what you think about this, because I know all of us have different views on the way that they should maybe facilitate this going forward. What would you suggest as an alternative? Either do you agree with this, or do you have another proposition in which they could fix the extra point going forward?
I like going back the extra 20 yards to 43 yards because the 23, it's so easy. Like you said, it's a 97% make. The fact that you're giving away a free point, at that point, you might as well just make touchdowns worth 7 points and not even bother having the field goal team come out and try and make this extra point, because it's a guaranteed 7 points. The only time an extra point is in question is when a team goes for 2. So with that, you have to either find a way to push it back and make getting that one extra point more difficult, or find another way to around that and find something else. I know Chris Scott, we were talking off air, and Chris Scott has an idea on another way to handle the extra point. But I like going back to 40 to 43 yards and making it not necessarily an automatic. Now, 43 yards isn't a revolutionary kick for any of these field goal kickers. Most of them are hitting high 40, low 50 kicks.
Hey, look, when you're dealing at Lambeau Field with the wind, or you're at New York and there's that wind, that one extra point becomes difficult.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a gimme like the 23 yards are, but it's also not an impossibility. It's not like they're saying, all right, well, now extra points are going to be 50-yard field goals.
It's making the extra point more exciting. That's what it's basically coming down to right now.
It's making it now, at my other job, we have to update the score. And now, instead of automatically making it 7 after the touchdown, now I'm going to have to make it 6 and then watch for the extra point. Because right now, it's so automatic that we just make it 7 after the touchdown because there's no way they're not going to make it.
But this new proposition is what disturbs me. Okay, what happens, right, in the first quarter of the game when you come out there and you score a touchdown and you got to kick the extra point, and you're kicking it from 43 yards out there, right? Or better yet, when you're stopped on the 5-yard line on a third down conversion in the first quarter. All right, you stop them to 5. Fourth down comes up. You're not going for it on fourth down. You're going to kick a field goal. So you kick a field goal from the 5-yard line. That comes out to be a 26-yard field goal. Chip shot, right? Nearly 100% of the time. That goes in, and that's worth 3 points. Your 28-yard field goal. And then the fourth quarter, when you're down by 7 and you score a touchdown, you got to go all the way back to the 43-yard line to kick something worth 1 point. You need to back up 15 more yards to kick a field goal with the game on the line to add on 1 point when your last 3-point kick was 15 yards shorter. That doesn't make much sense to me, guys.
Well, I always look at these things from a different perspective in terms of the actual business move of this. This is just to try to improve the excitement of the game, and it seems like they're really forcing upon the fans of you will watch every second, you will not turn away from the TV, you will keep on watching, because if you keep on watching, you will see more advertisements, and the advertisements will endorse in us, and we will get more money, and you will buy those products, and we will get even more money that way. What I don't like, though, is this. When you need to go for two, it's so exciting to have the ball line up at the 2-yard line. You're down by 1. If you get the 2, that team wins. If you don't get the 2, obviously you lose. Now, when you're 43 yards out, but I believe it would be, in this case, 35 yards out. Now, here's a question. Is it going to be a 43-yard field goal with the ball lining up at the 35?
It's going to be the ball on the 35-yard line. So it's going to end up being it's going to be 35, a little bit out more, but it's going to come out to a 43-yard kick from where the ball is being kicked.
Because where the ball is placed,
They
the
back up
kicker
around
is 7 yards behind it.
The kicker is 7 yards from where the ball is actually
Yes.
put. All right, so then it should be on the 35-yard line then.
Yeah.
42, 43-ish, around there.
Around there.
43-yard field
But
goal.
now, if you're down by 1, you just got that touchdown, you're now down by 1, that field goal, you're not going to do it. Like, it seems out of reach. It's a windy day. That extra point, you can't get it. You're going to go for 2. I'd rather see it at the 2-yard line where it's pretty much a 50-50 shot.
Well,
Give it to a big running back, run up the middle, do a play-action pass. What are you going to do? In that play, you're not running the ball. You're passing the ball.
I'm sure if you're going to go for 2, they're still going to have you start from the 2-yard line. I don't think they would adjust that. I think they would make you go from the 2-yard line.
No, they are. I mean, that's not being changed. The 2-point conversion is not being changed. That's going from the 2. But this is the only positive I see coming from this.
What this does is this eliminates you faking the extra point.
Well, not only does it. Well, that's true.
Would it then be illegal to, in a let's say you're in a goal line formation, because I've seen this happen before. You're in a goal line formation. You have the 2. You're saying you go for 2. Does this eliminate the possibility of the running back getting the ball, crouching down, and having the other running back kick it for an extra point?
Well, that's a pooch kick, and that's not necessarily on field goal. That's not on extra points. That's usually a field goal attempt that happens.
They can have a